This is how Trump can lose the 2024 election. Now, guys, we have a curveball developing before our eyes. And a lot of people are not paying attention to this, but it was brought to my attention by one of my moderators, Prepper Revelator. And when he brought this to my attention, obviously I had to do some research on it. And it's undoubtedly, guys, something that can happen. And I think it's going to happen in a huge way. RFK is the disruptor. I said this before. I think he's a plant. I think he's just somebody to shake the election up, which is going to be a very shaky election, nonetheless, just with Biden and Trump in it. But if no candidate reaches 270 electoral votes, the House of Representatives gets to choose which person becomes president. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The House of Representatives will pick the candidate with the most electoral votes. Once it enters Congress, once Congress gets to decide who gets to pick the next president, the electoral votes that the candidates got during their first run, not that they're null and void, but states can now choose who they want on a state level. No longer people and things of that nature. On a state level, they can choose. They can actually, in a lot of cases, change their mind about who's going to get the electoral votes. That is where the dangerous part comes, because that, guys, then puts the power right into the House of Representatives' hands, Congress. They get to now choose who's going to be the next president. Congress, or the current administration, hates Trump. So if that happens, Trump is out. The bigger picture, or the bigger problem, is who is going to get elected after that. Robert F. Kennedy, who's a plant, or Biden, who can't run a Lego factory at this point. So now we have these two people to contend with. And if this happens, guys, Trump is undoubtedly out. He is not getting in. Things are going to be switched around. Promises are going to be taken back, and he is out. This, guys, is a huge problem. Now, I'm going to read you guys something, and I got it from The Hill, and The Hill is very, I guess, liberal-esque, but even they see the nightmare in the making with this. If no candidate receives a majority of electoral votes, the presidential election leaves the electoral college process and moves to Congress. The House of Representatives elects from the 3 presidential candidates who received the most electoral votes. Each state delegation has 1 vote, and it is up to the individual state to determine how to vote. The District of Columbia is out of this voting process because they're not a state and they don't have any representation. A candidate must receive at least 26 votes. Now, again, guys, this is going from 270 votes to at least 26 votes to be elected. The Senate elects the vice president from the 2 vice presidential candidates with the most electoral votes. Each senator casts 1 vote for vice president. We already know who that's going to be. A candidate must receive at least 51 votes, a majority of the senators, to be elected. If the House of Representatives fails to elect a president by Inauguration Day, the vice president-elect serves as acting president until the deadlock is resolved in House. That, guys, there is the big problem. That is the red flag. And this is where the election goes off the rails, if this happens. And it's undoubtedly going to happen, and it's undoubtedly going to be very bad if and when it does. Guys, it doesn't matter who wins at this point. Let's just say Trump wins. All hell's going to break loose. We're going to see people acting like savages because he won. But if Biden wins, which there's no way in hell he should, but if he does, all hell's going to break loose. All hell's going to break loose no matter what. So, guys, they're already angling with a legal way to do this. Enter the third guy, Robert F. Kennedy, to disrupt this election. He just got a large amount of funding to run. Like out of nowhere. They said it was undisclosed or unnamed donation, and he got some substantial amount of money. So now he's able to have a stake in the game. and mistaken again. And the problem is too, guys, you have people who don't like Trump and people who don't like Biden. The one good thing is that Robert F. Kennedy is destroying his, at least in my eyes, he's destroying his campaign with being anti-gun and for abortion and a lot of other things. You're liberal in disguise. That's all he is. Like I said, he's a plant, and he's definitely there to disrupt the election and make a move so that he can cause chaos. Because if it goes to this whole voting process, chaos among Congress is going to ensue. Never mind the streets. It's going to get bad if it gets down to this. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.